All right. It's about ready time, ready to go. Good morning to you too, Notter's dead boy. I'm a little tired, but finally I'm actually making it to session start without being super freaking late. Waking up at a decent time. Oh, my eyes are filled with sleep though. All right. So here we are, part 7. I believe this is session 4. If I'm correct. Yes, this is session 4 of the Hoard of the Dragon Queen adventure. We got a bunch of the players already in the chat, so let's go see what they're up to.
Gigantic pumpkin, so I get to make some baked pumpkin and pumpkin seeds too.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good evening for some.
We're not even double digits after 4 and after time and you're here. I'm so proud of you. That's not even sarcasm. I know you had skills of war last night.
Yeah, I cut it off at midnight and I got to sleep right away.
I would say I'm tired, but that's nothing new. I'm sore. That's new.
Sore?
Yeah, I had my karate tournament this weekend.
You won swords.
Yes, I did.
Won swords?
Yeah, so I won first place in sparring, second place in kata, and then second place in blocker sparring. I lost kata by 0.2 points.
Oh, man.
And then blocker sparring, it's first to 3, and I was 2 to 3. And it was against somebody in my dojo, so, I mean, I was fine with it, because we usually trade on who does better anyways, like, so if I lose to her, I'm perfectly fine with it, because we're really, really close, and she deserved it if she won.
Well, congratulations, that's awesome.
Thank you.
Ugh.
What is that sound there, Nomad?
That's a yawn.
No.
I'll put a picture of my swords in our bar chat.
All right, so session 4, part 7 of Hoard of the Dragon Queen for the 5th edition adventure. Hoard of the Dragon Queen as part of Tyranny of Dragons. So hopefully we can get through pretty much everything here with these 5 fine heroes. Speaking of the heroes, let's get some introductions right away. Freddy, if you wouldn't mind telling us a bit about your character.
Can we actually circle back to Freddy? He's getting some more dessert. I'm sorry.
Sure. Yeah, let's go with VMOC.
Oh, hello, viewers. I am Old Jarhead. My character is VMOC, who was totally unprepared for this, and VMOC is a Goliath barbarian from the Sword Mountains, and he is traveling with these, or currently he is lost and confused and has no idea what he's doing. He is lost his leader and is angry and saddened and confused, and he's trying to set fire to this lodge and totally unprepared for this, and now he's mad and angry and he's saddened and all that stuff.
The only thing VMOC knows to do when he's feeling some type of way is to hurt something.
Yes, must smash.
Yes, must smash.
He's very tired right now.
Yes.
He's on a 2nd level of exhaustion, I think, right? Yes.
Yes.
His movement is halved. He's very tired. Very tired.
All right. We also have Rosemary, if you wouldn't mind.
Hi, I'm Otto. I play Rosemary, who is a reborn grave cleric in the body of her sister. And she died earlier to these dragon folk, and her sister gave her own life for her to be reborn and to continue her mission from the Raven Queen.
Yes, big moment right there being talked about. Rosemary is pretty much Hawkeye, but not Hawkeye.
Yeah, Rosemary is very much calmer and like accepting of death because she knows it's calm. So she's just very on the line of life and death, kind of crossing between it.
All right, thank you for that. We have Ireva. Tell us about your character.
Muted. Got you.
My name is Nicole Denbird. I play Ireva Galanadel, a Wood Elf Ranger of the Horizon Walker subclass. Recently brought back from the dead by making quite the deal with the Raven Queen in order to complete what came to be their mutual goal of preventing Tiamat from rising back to the earth. Ireva is even more pressed in her mission and determined after she found out that someone she considered a friend gave up her soul in order to complete the deal of her coming back from the dead, and after seeing how close Tiamat just might be to achieving her goal of rising once more. She currently is separated from those that she left behind and doesn't even know if they're alive. So recently run into an older companion. She has teamed up for now, looking for those that he is searching and keeping an eye out for her companions as well.
Yes, quite a surprise I bet that was.
Oh my gosh, Nicole got emotional.
Otto got emotional.
Especially because he a bear.
Yeah. Very interesting development, I guess you could say. Yes, we have the man himself playing a different character for this campaign. Uthar, tell us about yourself.
Yeah, I'm John. I'm playing Uthar. He's a Fearbolg ex-slave turned pirate and rogue split cleric. Currently, he is just trying to get a little revenge on some folks and then probably gonna go find a boat. Because frankly, this whole adventure to him has been a series of mistakes. So we're gonna burn down a building, because that's what you do to your enemies, and then try to convince Mock and Fred that it's time to go.
Yes. Time to go. Just imagine it. All right, and last but not least, we have Freddy.
Hello, I'm Sauerkraut, and I play Frederick Bloomington, aka Freddy, a half-elf who's a mix of bard from the College of Lore and a hexblade warlock. This makes him a wonderful jack-of-all-trades type, and he currently hates the idea of trying to attack this lodge with just Uthar and Vmok. But he can't let his friends go off doing what Freddy thinks will be their deaths alone.
All right, so there we have
Also,
it. Oh, sorry.
I believe I was the historian for last week, and
Yes.
I just remembered right now. I have notes. I will make it after this.
Okay. Yes. Speaking of, we do have the historian role. So, Rose.
Yeah.
All right, I will be giving you the role. Please write the notes and send them in.
I don't know how I'm going to put in character for this one. We'll figure it out.
Yeah. That'd be nice. All right. Please send the notes in so that we can read for next time. There we have it. The character introductions are done. And let's move on to last time in Hoard of the Dragon Queen. Our heroes had been split across this new land that they had no knowledge of. They did not know where they were. Or the portal and all their discoveries did not tell them actually where, except for a hunting lodge. And after a ferocious battle fought with some hunting trolls and packs of drakes, they were split. Vmok was dragged off by his friend Uthar in the woods, taking shelter in an area where Uthar found the drakes did not follow, or he was too quick. Freddy too off on the other end of the forest, moving along by himself in the wooded areas in the brush, also hiding. Hawkeye and Ireva had fallen, or had they? The trolls had dragged their forms off towards the hunting lodge and dropped them off in a stable. But it appears the fates would not have it that these two women perish now. Their time was not up, and they still had work to do. Hawkeye's form had been taken over, now inhabited by her sister's soul, previously deceased, Rosemary. And as Rosemary rose in the form of her sister, Ireva knew something was different. And they made acquaintances, making a bit of sense about what had transpired, where they both knew they now serve the Raven Queen, the goddess of death, of neutrality in all things, the great equalizer. And after talking a bit to push away some of the unease and confusion, now reset in their purpose, they looked out the doors and began creeping away into the woods to escape the present danger that they had found themselves in. They were thought to be dead, and so surprise was on their side. They crept about, making way from log pile to bench to shrub. But with Rosemary tripping and making noise, bumping into a table, the cultist took notice. But before this cultist could raise an alarm, it was killed by Rosemary reaching out a hand and desiccating the man before their very eyes. In the same instant, a great, ferocious bear charged from the woods. And though these two ladies thought they were in another dire strait, the bear pushed past them, aiming for the cultist, but now seeing that it was dead, stopped, turned, and before their very eyes melded into a form of Ireva's old friend, Noct. The half-orc barbarian had somehow found them once again. And so they ran off into the woods to get out of sight of this hunting lodge and the denizens therein. And during the same time, Freddy, Vimok, and Uthar finally found each other within the forest, and not even a posted guard of drakes could get away from their aggression. With the drakes dispatched, they made their way to the hunting lodge, seeking to set fire to it and burn down all within as punishment and vengeance for their fallen friends. Anger and sadness. And so that takes us to the present moment. Vimok had just tossed a torch into the entrance room. But this torch was blasted with cold energy coming from two suits of armor flanking the doorway within. And now, voices of, "Oi, what's that?" alarmed them. So what do you do, heroes?
Freddy immediately taps Vimok and Uthar and whispers, "Quick, follow me!" And as fast as he can without making too much noise, goes into this room.
You cannot get in there because there's not enough room to make it through.
Oh, those aren't
Yep.
doors.
Yep, that's not doors.
Yeah.
Oh,
Technically, we went into
Yeah, it's
those.
like a little
we went in there,
guardhouse.
but we didn't go in there because.
I thought you were
Yeah.
talking about that for some
Nope.
reason. Okay, nope, never
Yes.
mind. I completely misunderstood. All right, well that changes that plan. Quick, we must leave. There's only 3 of us. We'll be overwhelmed and killed.
Go. I will guard your exit.
Emok, that's pointless. We can all make it out. Come on.
Don't forget his movement tab.
Yeah, but Uthar's is 40. Between the 2 of you, it becomes 30. Just as fast as Fred.
Uthar could carry VMOC.
That would happen. Uthar's movement.
I thought you had powerful build.
Come on, let's go. We cannot remain here. If anything, just come to this corner with me. Follow.
Hmm.
Hurry. Hurry.
Okay.
I'm leaving it up to VMOC. He's either gonna go out that door or in that other door. So wherever
going
he's
this way.
going,
He's going.
Oh, I can't see your movement lines. So
Well, I mean, it's not his turn. I mean, are we in any kind of movement order or anything?
No, you're not.
Freddy points right here. Quick, get along the wall. As you guys are moving, you see Freddy taking a moment to examine the wall along here very closely. It's a little strange for you guys to see. No, Uthar, this way. Come next to VMOC.
I can't see you guys anymore. I don't know what's going on with my map, but you guys went invisible when we came outside.
Oh. So coming out the door, we went to the right.
There you go. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know why you guys went invisible. Now you're back.
Freddy is then going to cast Silent Image over the 3 squares that we are occupying that look identical to the wall behind us. So if anybody were to look, it looks like they're looking just at the wall.
Is it daylight outside?
Yes, it is still.
Otherwise we'd be blind.
Yeah, it is still daylight.
Can we now see? I mean, on my map, I see Ureva.
I don't think that they're
They're not
yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Okay. I was gonna say VMOC would totally. There'd be a big pile of VMOC crap.
I don't think Ereva's even on a map right now. There's nothing to
Yeah,
do.
I'm not either.
All right. You hear a muffled voice, just barely. Who left the door open?
I closed the door. The front door, I did close that on my way out. Maybe that's why the game freaked out, because I was standing on top of it when I closed it. But that one I closed.
Yeah, I know. You didn't close the other one.
Oh, I thought it was closed. I couldn't see in the room. Man, my map is being weird then. I would have closed that. I thought it was closed. Sorry.
Then whisper to VMOC and Uthar, remain perfectly still. Do not move a muscle.
you see a cultist open the door and lean out, turning its head to and fro. Looks straight at your illusory wall and turn back inside the house.
Gulp.
Fred like still holds out his hand, like, don't move, hold. He's not saying anything, but let a few tense moments pass. Did he close the door behind him? So is this
Yes.
door closed? Okay. I think they're gone. There's strong magic protecting this place. I don't think we can do this alone. Can you guys hear me? I was trying to whisper.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know if my mic caught it or not.
No, I was trying not to speak too loudly. There seems to be much magic here, yes. We still must burn this place down to make them pay for killing Hawkeye and Ureva.
I agree. This place should not be forgotten.
These undying must pay.
But perhaps we need a slightly bigger tribe in order to make that happen.
Well, we are the only ones left.
We can find other allies, Vimok. There are many people in the world who would want to see these cultists gone. I feel you, my friend. I want the same.
Of course you feel me. You are standing right next to me.
More than I want the same, more than anything in the world, but
I grow tired of waiting. Uther and I must visit the ocean and go sailing. The longer we wait, Tiamat grows stronger. Time is not on our side. We must burn this place and be gone.
Then what would you suggest, Vimok? I know not of a way past the magics that guard this front door.
Oh, then we burn it from the outside. Can you not make magic right here? You just did so.
Yes, but it would be easily doused. This wood is treated.
Keep finding reasons for not doing what we need to do.
They're not reasons, Vimok. I want to be successful. And I can't find a way to do it right now.
Let's find a reason to do it. Let's find. He starts to get angry, and he just literally stomps away. And goes. Is there a corner around here somewhere?
Yeah.
Right here's one.
Well, I can't see there. There we go. And he just like stomps around the corner, like a little baby throwing a fit.
All right. At this point, let's go back to
Freddy drops the
Ureva.
illusion and follows.
All right.
Oh, sorry.
Go back to Ureva, Rosemary, and Noct. Out in the woods. What are you guys up to?
I have to remember what we were up to. Because didn't
Yeah.
we start? Yeah, we started walking back towards the cabin following Noct. He
Yeah,
was in the
that's
lead
true.
and we were behind, right? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's not what I want. So yes, you were out in the woods, escaping.
Mm-hmm. And we had started walking back towards the cabin with Noct in the lead and us a few paces behind.
All right.
We're
So you
gonna look
make
for
it-
his friends' bodies.
You probably make it to the edge of the woods where you can survey the area. And you see the hunting lodge, just a few, very, very few amount of humanoids out and about doing what they will. And at this time, you do see 3 figures appear from behind what looked to be a wall. An illusion drops. One of them stomps away, followed closely by a small furbolg. And you see another figure kind of like put its hands up like, come on. And then a few moments after, follow after.
Can I see if I recognize the figures from this distance?
You do recognize.
Okay.
It's your allies.
So Ireva would Nat, hold.
Who are they?
Those are the ones that we're looking for. Those are our allies. Nat, I must go talk to them. I must let them know that we are alive.
Shouldn't I go too?
Absolutely. I think it best that I approach them on my own first. Seeing me will be enough at first, and I think I should let them know about you before they see you, Rose.
Yeah, I'll follow behind them.
Not. If you're willing to hold a moment, you have my word that I will continue helping you search. But those are the 3 that I am looking for.
We basically back where we kind of left from. Or
Not
did
in
we
the
come up
same.
around a different?
Not in the same spot.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're on the edge of the woods. We were heading back to the cabin to start looking for your friends.
Yeah, I'm wondering where the shed sort of is in comparison to us.
You are still on the eastern side.
Okay, that's the side we left from, I think. Or
Is the shed on the eastern side, right?
you know, remember. I mean, it was on the eastern side of the paper map, but that
Yeah.
may have been out of convenience for the map.
Wait, wouldn't Freddy recognize Knocked?
They don't see you.
Yeah, they don't see us.
I know, but like,
Yes, Freddy
Okay.
would.
I'm trying to
Knocked.
remember when Knocked left.
Yeah. Well, Freddy was there.
But they're gonna. I mean, the boys are out in like the open right now, right? And Ureva's looking to go run across the open, more or less.
Yeah, so we're on the
That's
edge
sort
of
of
the
our
woods right
situation.
now, and they're at the front of the cabin.
Yeah,
Like, we
I
don't have a
think-
map, so I can't see how many people are loitering about or anything.
I think Nog gives a nod to Ureva and then kind of puts a hand on Rosemary's shoulder and says, "It would probably be better if you just let her scout up ahead. You're just very clumsy."
I mean, I don't consider myself clumsy.
No, people rarely do. But maybe we just wait here. She's very quiet.
So then Ireva would, basically she would skirt along the side of the woods until she was, like, attempting to remain concealed until she was as close to the 3 figures as possible. From that
You
distance.
can't get close to them without crossing the open grass. Like right now, they're in a precarious position because any of the figures milling about would be able to see them.
Okay. Then Ireva starts to search her inventory herself for something she can tie to an arrow that they would recognize.
Is Ureva still with us at this moment?
At this moment, yes.
Okay.
Because I thought I could like skirt closer along the woods. Like I said, I couldn't see it, so. Okay, so she is going to, she still has the notes about the portal. She is going to, so out of character, how well does she, like, does she know if any of the party members, like, I don't know, like, do furbolgs have like a really good sense of smell or?
I think elves and elf offspring are the only ones that have like this keen senses perception.
Okay.
But basically anyone that has training and perception has a good sense of smell.
That would be Freddy, wouldn't it? Because he's a half elf.
Half elves, I don't think get keen senses though. We get Fey ancestry, but not keen senses.
Okay, so Ireva is simply going to hope that her comrades are perceptive enough, and she is going to pull out an arrow, tie the notes about the portal that she still holds to the arrow, and shoot it like near her companions, near their feet. Like not right next to them, but like kind of like a couple feet away along the side of the building.
Make me a sleight of hand check, please.
Oh, fuck.
All right, go ahead and shoot. Go ahead and shoot your arrow.
I was going to give you guidance, but somebody rolled already.
Well, also, you're not there. You got to touch for guidance.
I'm right next to her.
I have not been able to hear you.
Well, if someone's getting hit, you're getting hit. I'm sorry.
All right. VMOC.
Uh-oh.
Of course.
You stomp past this corner of the building and you hear a thud smack into the building behind you. Uthar, before your face, about a foot, an arrow is sticking out of the building. There's a piece of string tied to it.
Oh, this sounds way too familiar. Vmok wasn't there for that, so, you know. It was Uthar.
Hello?
Hello?
Hello.
Like, you guys just don't do anything when you hear an arrow?
How about, yeah.
I was letting VMOC. I was waiting for VMOC to do something.
Yeah.
Yeah, Vmok's angry. He hears the arrow impact the wood. He will, like, drop to one knee. We are under attack. Look around.
Yeah, I guess Uthar would follow suit, and you'll be fine. He would ready a sacred flame on whatever he sees, because he's just assuming that VMOC has gotten them into the fight.
Yep. Freddy also reacts, bringing his shield up and facing in the direction that the arrow came from, which I'm assuming is somewhere over here, and starts scanning for foes.
All right.
Fearing the worst.
Right. Yeah, Vmok will start scanning the tree line and look at the arrow.
Seeing them look around, Ireva scans the horizon, and is it safe for her to, like, how many other humanoids are there?
Fantabulous.
There's a small number, but it's not necessarily those that are the problem. It's them raising an alarm.
Yeah, Vmok has no clue what's going on.
Having a hard time
Uthar,
finding your own feet.
Freddy thinks the flowers are pretty.
Uthar,
Vmok's in the building.
The arrow comes streaking in front of him. He looks to the right. Sorry.
He's tried 3 times.
Uthar, you see
Look at the paint on this
figures
building.
out into the woods trying to grab your attention. You swear it looks like Ireva and Hawkeye. And there is another form.
They missed a spot right here.
There is another form, a larger half-orc looking creature, bound in furs. You swear Ireva looks like she has white hair, though.
I think I did say it was gonna attack, and so of the if he sees two friendlies and an enemy, he would Sacred Flame knocked. I mean, wow.
He is,
Just
let's see.
there, and one of them was gonna get hit with this, but of the three, he would prioritize somebody he doesn't necessarily know.
Would this be PvP, really? I mean, you know.
It's
guess
personal
it's
player
all-
versus
They
personal player.
are over 60 feet, so you don't even have a range for that.
Oh, okay. I was actually assuming that they were. Oh, wait. So they are where they are.
No, that's just a representation, but they are more than
Gotcha.
60 feet away.
Then I can't. Yeah, I cannot Sacred Flame that. I don't even think I could crossbow that. Oh, crossbows suck.
Seeing Uthar look at her, Ireva puts her hands up, puts the bow away, like while he's looking, and just puts both hands up, kind of like waves them a bit.
Kind of wonder if I'd be able to make you out what's happening out there with my stupid, not good eyeballs. So I think that I would just take a step this way and grab Vmok, who's busy looking at his hands, and tap Fred, who's seemingly just not looking the right way, and point out that way, to try to draw
What
everybody's
do you think of the
attention.
color palette of this building, Uthar?
Would Freddy be able to make out the characters?
Once they are pointed out, you could squint your eyes and you do see them. I also am curious, does anybody have weapons out right now?
Vmok has a hammer.
yeah,
out.
He's got a shield.
Are you
I mean,
like,
my weapons are definitely out.
okay, so you are wielding them? Okay.
Yeah.
What about Ireva or Hawkeye or Noct?
Ireva had her bow out, but honestly, as soon as she dropped it, as soon as she saw Uthar readying and it looking, what's the word? Aggressive.
Okay.
Rosemary doesn't at all because she mainly does spell stuff.
All right.
So seeing them, Fred relaxes and looks around, and there's other humans you said milling about, right?
Yes.
Okay, so Fred would then tuck his shield away at this point and just start strolling leisurely away from the hut, the lodge,
Okay.
just like he belongs here. Would you like me to roll a performance or something?
Yes.
Oh, your thing disappeared. There it is.
Nice.
Natural
Ooh.
20.
Oh,
All right.
he looks
Fred.
like he belongs there.
Vmok
But he
probably
looks like he's the head there.
Yeah. Vmok probably tenses up a little bit, like, what are you doing, Freddy? But Freddy just walking about, weapons put away, nothing out, nothing acting aggressively, just striding about like he has purpose. You do see a dwarf turns and looks at Freddy and gives him a little bit of scrutiny. Eyes narrowed, mouth a little bit open, but then just shakes his head, shrugs, gets back to his work.
What kind of
Freddy,
work are these people doing, these other humanoids that are milling about?
it looks like your typical labor for provisions. Some might be skinning or butchering meat. Your typical what would be required in order to survive in the wilderness.
Okay.
After getting a few feet away, Fred will turn back to Uthar and Vmok and say, "Oi! Stop milling about! We got work to do! Follow!"
Is he talking to me like that?
And then continues on.
That was spoken to Ireva, Rosemary, and Nock, correct?
Oh, no, I turned back. I said I spoke to
Oh.
Uthar and Vimok. Like,
Gotcha.
I pointed at them like, hey.
Has Vimok seen Ureva yet?
Make another perception check.
Oh, good luck with this.
I mean, I did point him out. You got this, big guy. Use your eyes.
Use your.
See with your eyes. Hey.
All right,
better.
Vimok, finally, after looking in the direction where Uthar pointed, you do see some figures out in the trees. It's kind of confusing at first, because why are there cultists hiding in the trees? But then your heart stops. Your breath is taken away from you. It is two of your allies and your great chieftain. Though you swear it looks like she has white hair.
Vimok grips the shield a little tighter, and suddenly the hammer feels funny in his hands. His sweat breaks out on his bald forehead. He glares at her like, wait, she was dead. She was not breathing. Her heart was not beating. The wounds on her were not issuing blood anymore. Something ain't right here. What strange magics is going on? And he doesn't know what to think about this. He looks at Uthar. What is that? Is that Ureva and Hawkeye?
I still feel like at that distance, if they're hiding in the woods, they would both have the same concept of who it is. So he kind of looks back and says, "Is maybe?"
What is that with them?
He's probably troll, little troll.
It's just a small undying. Perhaps they have taken a pet.
The troll
After
took
taking
his pet, or they
after
took
taking a few
him
more
as troll?
steps and seeing Uthar and Vimok still are not moving, Fred turns back again and said, "Hey, I said follow me!"
I do not like the way Freddy is talking to us.
Yes, he's gotten very. He put his sword away, and now he has gotten very chatty about with. Did he join the cult?
We will kill
You
him
see
now.
his voice is clearly changed, and he's walking away from the lodge, angling towards where the girls are hiding.
Well, don't get me wrong. I know what you're doing, but you didn't really express that to the two back there who were having their own conversation.
Right,
Who
right.
also have probably, I'm going to guess,
Vimok
both of us
starts
negative
walking towards him.
intelligence.
Vimok starts walking towards him with a little bit of aggression.
There we go. At least you're following. Fine.
Yeah.
That's all I care about.
But he's eyeing Ureva, I think, maybe? What maybe Ureva?
Ireva continues to hold her hands up as they're staring so that they know she's unarmed.
White hair Ureva? Yeah. Of course, he's, dragging his feet 'cause he's really tired. Really tired.
So leading away from the lodge, Freddy will first take a path of some sort that leads into the woods. And then once he's gone a few yards in, has lost sight of the rest of the people milling about, then he darts over and doubles back towards where they're hiding in the woods.
Ureva, who's running towards us?
Those are the three that we're looking for. Those are the ones that Hawkeye and I have been traveling with for some time. She kind of points, she goes, the one yelling at everyone is Freddy. The big one that looks like he's about to murder me, which I expected, that's Vimok. And the other one is Uthar. This may not go entirely smoothly. They saw me dead. They'll not be comfortable with me being back alive.
Should I have something ready in case they attack?
I will not attack my companions. No, I refuse to act aggressively towards them. Nox, Freddy will recognize you. You need not worry.
Uthar's basically just keeping stride with VMOC.
Yeah, I'm only going
keeping.
movies, 20
Yeah,
at a time.
you can.
so-
Yeah, you don't move fast, so he's kind of staying by you, in case you well, let's say stick out like a sore thumb.
Ureva puts a friendly face on and then thinks about it and thinks, well, that's not really me. And she just puts her normal face back on.
Normal.
Well, friendly
Fr-
face. At first she was smiling and then she's like, oh, they'll really not think that's me then.
Wait, I'm
Right.
not happy.
Fred makes sure to lead Vimok and Uthar well into the woods. I received some new information, and like if you're keeping up with him, like he just keeps going for a while. Once it seems like we're alone and like nobody has eyes on us, Fred will then turn back to Vimok and Uthar and say, "We were noticed. You two were a little too suspicious. We must leave here or get ready for a fight. But either way, I think we should lead up with that group that was hiding in the woods. Link up, not lead up."
If VMOC is quite tired, I think it would be easier to fight than run at this point.
Let's move swiftly. I don't think we're being watched anymore.
Potions.
I'll take a double extra look around. Can I roll a perception?
Sure.
See if we're followed.
As Freddy leads deeper into the woods, Ureva picks up her bow and looking at Rosemary and Noct, I think we better meet them closer in. They made a bit of a show making their way over to the woods, and it's safest if we just head in and meet them in there.
So yes, once Freddy and company enter the woods, disappear into the tree line, you do see the dwarf, which had shrugged at Freddy's presence before, watching closely, along with another man who had pulled over, kind of jerking his thumb like, hey, get a load of this. And they watched the trio enter the woods, and now they are talking amongst themselves, and they look a little fidgety.
And Ureva notices this?
Yes, Noct
Okay.
and Rosewood as well.
Hurry, let's go before we're noticed as well.
It looks like we have some company.
It would probably be better if we back off a bit. I don't exactly think getting either you two killed is going to be worth a couple of bodies. So
We will come back and we'll continue our search, Noct.
again, they're almost certainly dead. So I think I got time.
Right, and with that, she will turn and head back in the woods in the direction that she believes that they would have likely headed.
Rosemary's gonna have, she's going to have Toll of the Dead ready for in case something hostile comes within range.
And then if Freddy didn't see anybody that was following us, then he would turn off the path and head back towards the group that was hiding in the tree line.
Okay.
Vimok, did you see that? It looked like Ureva and Hawkeye.
Ureva had white hair.
I believe Ureva had auburn hair before.
This version had white hair. Something is not right.
I did notice that. But still, it had her posture, her stature.
Something was different. It was not Ureva.
We'll have to see. I would not recommend getting your hopes too high.
Yeah, I mean, we did. That was
Ureba
my
is
point.
dead.
You did lose Ondar to necromancy. It is possible she is now Esbara's pet.
Yes, but we have
I
not
do not
seen
understand why they were hanging out with the little troll.
I don't know either. But we haven't seen that red lizard the entire time we've been here. And usually he likes to make a show of himself.
You said lizard? Freddy?
Yes.
He
I
was
said
lizard wizard.
You're making word funnies now.
Yes. Trying to make
Your
light of the
tone.
situation.
Your tone with us was very aggressive, Freddy.
It was.
You will pay for that next time.
I felt it was necessary to try to
You
keep
will
up
pay.
apperances.
You will pay.
I know I'm
was
not your
expecting him
chieftain.
to slap you. I just thought he was just gonna open palm smack you.
Well, if you want money, I'm more than happy to give you a few coins, Vimak.
You will pay.
I believe he is going to hurt you, but not stab.
No, I will not hurt you, Fred.
I don't mean now. I mean if you were to mouth at him again.
Well, Vimak, if I'm ever talking to you like this, in my normal voice, know that I know my place. But sometimes I have to do a little bit of acting.
Emok crouches down and gets like face level to face level and nose to nose and just like doesn't even say anything, just looks at him for like 3 seconds and then stands back up, and that's all he does, and then he walks away.
Should we go closer to them?
All right. After some time spent in the woods talking amongst yourself, you hear figures across the way from both of your positions, crouching through the woods.
We were walking the whole time, right?
Yes.
Talking and walking.
Yeah,
walking and
talking and walking. Walking, talking.
Shh, do you hear that? It'd be them. Freddy
You
will sneak forward a little bit, trying to hide behind the rocks. Sorry, go ahead.
Ireva, in a moment of, well, the closest she gets to nervousness, she stops. Knocked. Freddy is with them. I think it best that he see you first. I know the other two don't know you, so if you don't want to put the risk, that's up to you. But I know how my companions feel about the dead coming back. We've been hunting in Necromancer. I have suspicion they may worry that I am indeed one of his that he has risen. I wouldn't blame them for this. I'll not leave you, but I know Freddy would recognize you in an instant.
I mean, I can go have a word with him if you like.
She'll look at her hair and say, they'll recognize my face.
We're pretty far from the lodge now, right? At least a few minutes worth of walking.
Yeah, you're out in the woods.
Oh, right. I can't move Knock because.
Wait a second.
I was like, why is this fucking map not? So Knock
Freddy's
just
hiding behind of.
like walks out and waves a big hand and says, "Oi, Fred, you are terrible at hiding."
Reva just laughs to herself.
No. Knocked?
Yeah.
Emok goes, it is not a troll, Uthar.
Fortunately, no. Freddy just runs out.
He
And
does not
Freddy
care for
knows him.
much of safety, right? Just running out in the open like
Runs
that.
straight up and gives Knock a big old hug.
It looks like either he is on Troll side now, or they know Troll.
Seeing Freddy run up and embrace Noct, Ireva will slowly, but it's Ireva, so confidently step forward.
And Knock, are these two, or I mean, Uthar was kind of again following Vmok's lead because he's slower and tired, or were we hiding? I never did a stealth check or anything, so I don't know if he's seen the other
He
two.
wasn't really hiding. He was just, I mean,
Okay.
he's fucking almost 8 foot tall, so.
Yeah, if you weren't even crouching, then we were not hiding.
Right.
Oh, it's my
Not
friend.
Hawkeye. I almost said Hawkeye. Rosemary goes behind Ureva when she walks up.
Oh, Ireva would have told you to stay back.
Oh.
I never thought to
Well-
see you again. I thought you were lost to some bestial madness.
Oh yeah, that's a whole thing. Wherever the other two boys are, look, Urava's a bit freaked out. She just came back from the dead and she was worried you guys would kill her. Okay, can we all come? You want to go get your friends so that we can have a conversation? She was a little embarrassed.
Yeah, Fred then looks up and down at Ureva, like making sure that it's her, not checking her out.
Yeah, Rosemary slightly like backhands Noct, like for saying it so blatantly.
And Ireva will cross her arms and look at Freddy. Hello, half elf.
Did you dye your hair?
This was not an aesthetic of my choosing. It is
But
not
it
good
does
for
look good on
concealing
you.
yourself in the woods.
Did Noct do it for you then? Because it looks great.
Jokes as always, half elf.
Is that normal?
What? I mean, I had a feeling something happened. Let me guess. Gods were involved? Something with the Raven Queen, probably?
Yes, and as I'm sure.
Ah! I knew it! I could point back to Vimok and Uthar. Hey, come on over here. It is her.
Freddy, that is not all. I have returned. But you need to be introduced to someone. This is not Hawkeye. This is her sister, Rosemary.
She would walk up at that point, but yeah.
Hawkeye,
Sister Rosemary.
yes, you remember Hawkeye had many losses in her life. Well, she lost her sister, and that set her on the path for her to meet us. When the others get here, I will explain everything. But we are not to be fretted. She is an ally that we can trust.
Freddy,
Don't be
you do
alarmed.
Hawkeye is dead.
Ireva will look away and then look to Rose,
and
and her
Freddy,
face just completely softens. She goes, yes.
it is at this time that you notice Hawkeye moving closer. Looks just like Hawkeye, but there are signs of something different as well. Skin is paler than normal, quite gaunt. There are no pupils. Her eyes are pure white. They don't shine. It is a dull white. There are some patches of skin that are dry and beginning to flake. You feel a wave of something unnatural wash over you as you gaze upon her.
Fred just kind of stares at her for a while.
Unfortunately, my sister paid the ultimate price to bring Ureva back and die. That was her choosing.
Well,
As Vimok approaches, Ireva has a hard time bringing her eyes to meet his.
Hey, what kind of attitude is Vimok bringing on this walk?
Vimok has a look of disgust, not hatred, but disgust and a kind of apathetic, kind of like, oh well, you're not what I thought you were look on his face.
Okay, but not like aggressive.
No,
I was like,
No.
if Vimok's aggressive, Rosemary
No.
would walk in front of.
no, he's not aggressive, but it's almost like disappointment.
Okay. Noct doesn't know you, and a big Goliath coming out the woods looking like he's gonna start a fight would be kind of a problem.
No, he's just kind of, it's almost sad on his face.
Okay.
Who are the other two?
Well, the big one you see there, that's VMOC. And the other one is Uthar.
VMOC's the one you were talking about, not too many plans, right?
Our reception will not be well received by the two of them.
Why are you reintroducing us to Hawkeye?
He
Who's
does
that?
have a very wary look when he's looking at Nock, though. Well,
So-
not aggressive, but guarded.
Ireva will meet Uthar's eyes, but will look at VMOC, but is unable, just can't bring herself to look him directly in the eyes yet. And she will say, Uthar, VMOC, this is Rosemary.
It's
So
just
this
not
is
Hawkeye.
The reason you see me standing here before you is because Hawkeye and I were due for death. I was already on my way there.
You
Or
were
I was
dead.
already in death,
Yes, you were.
and I was approached by the Raven Queen. She also has goals of stopping Tiamat from coming back. And she grips her fist, she says, and she is getting closer. She offered to allow me to walk amongst the living again. I did not know the price. Hawkeye made the decision to bring not only myself back, but her sister Rosemary as well. Hawkeye is no longer with us.
What you're telling me is she got a buy one, get another half of one free deal.
Why do you consider me a half?
Yeah, that was
He
kinda low,
Peacock
bro.
looks at Freddy like, what the?
I don't think that came out the way you meant it.
Ureva
Yeah,
will
so
look at
that's
Freddy.
why Rosemary seems a little offended, because she's like, half a person? Are you kidding me?
Ureva will get a protective tone about her. Freddy, I know you like to make light of situations, but this is not a joke. Rosemary is here. Hawkeye gave her life. She's not a half. I know she took over, she is using Hawkeye's body. But she is here to help us. She's here because Hawkeye gave her soul up.
And you?
I am here.
And you make better good use of it. Then you better make good use of it.
Well, I mean, my sister wasn't the smartest of people.
Your
I tried
sister
to.
was not smart. She made many mistakes, but she gave freely of herself, did she not?
Yes, that seems like how she would act. I tried to teach her you can't just go in like that, but apparently it didn't stick.
Also, she had a habit of basically abducting animals. That was
Yeah, this thing keeps on moving around my neck. It's a little weird.
the bird.
Yeah. and there's this big fuzzy thing as she tries to pull out Renard, but Renard's still a little weary, I think. So
They'll get used to you. Remember, Greg is the feathery one. Renard is the furry one.
Greg and Renard. This one's Renard? As she points to
Renard
The
is the
bird.
fox. Greg is the bird.
Got it.
And Ireva will say, the other thing that we got in our bargain already, and she'll kind of indicate to her quiver, we'll never run out of arrows again.
What do you mean? You look like you're out right now.
She reaches back and pulls an arrow out.
Peacock takes
Oh.
2 quick steps back, and it would be holds up a crucifix almost kind of
Holy
thing.
crap, that just changed.
How did he mock
You know?
Hellview?
VMOC just goes, "Ah!"
Ireva will put the arrow flat on her palm and walk over to Freddy and just show it to him, and then step back.
Oh, very nice.
So you sold your soul to some strange god for
My soul
a
matters.
second life and a quiver that will never run out of arrows.
It's
Don't
not some
fight.
sort of
Not-
god. She
Also,
is
fight.
here to
Rosemary.
defeat.
As Rosemary interrupts VMOC, Ireva would put up her hand. Let him speak.
also fight a demon, devil, dragon.
You think I'm selfish enough to sell my soul just for more life? You never knew me.
You
I did not
failed.
sell
I
my-
mean, I failed. VMOC failed. You failed. But yet
I did
here
not
you
sell
are.
my soul just to live again. I sold it. I made a bargain. I promised it so that I can end Tiamat's attempt to come back.
But we failed. And yet here
That
you
did
are.
not
We have
fail.
not failed yet.
But we did. You died. And here you are.
Well, I'm not dead anymore, VMOC. You either accept that or you do not.
Rosemary will start to get in the middle of both of them, like there. Like
I'm
walk
not
around
sorry
that.
that I wished to maintain my goal of bringing her to her stop. I saw her. She is in the final layer. She is closer than I believed she could be. Her shadows reached for me and they almost grasped me in themselves. Tiamat is coming.
There's no point in arguing over each other. We have the same common goal. There's no point in arguing over that. We must move quickly.
She is in Avernus.
Are you with us or are you not?
VMOC looks at Rosemary. You know, he cocks his head, you know, like a dog. My tribe wants me to be here. So I am here. He kind of glares over towards Ureva. Not glares, but, you know, I mean, it's, again, you know, a sad, disappointed, you know, wistful look. And he, I am on a mission to ensure that this dragon queen bitch does not make it to these lands and kill all of humanity.
Aren't we all?
So I am here. But
Then we
this
must move
tribe, and
quickly.
he kind of like does the circle thing with his hand and his shield arm. This tribe is no more. This is a coalition of separate tribes now. Each individual is a tribe of its own and has no leader, acting on its own free will, doing as it will. And he turns and walks away.
Then I guess that answers it.
Or doesn't have quite the conviction in his eyes that VMOC did. He kind of shrugs and says, "Hey, I think he just needs some time to calm down."
Sits
then
down against
he
that.
keeps pace with him as he walks away with VMOC to go sit over here.
Sits down against that little hill because he's very tired.
Yeah.
We don't have time to rest.
Ireva will look at Freddy and look down. I regret the anger that I used in my words. I did not wish to come back in this manner. If I had known it would cost Hawkeye's life, you know I would not have made this choice.
But it's not your
In order
fault.
to make, Freddy interrupts Rosemary. In order to make a deal with the Raven Queen, all parties must be willing. Hawkeye did it of her own volition.
So do you believe it is truly me, Freddy?
I do. This one, though, I do not know, and I do not trust.
I did tell her that she would be met with mistrust, and myself as well. I understand that. If it were not for her being risen at the same cost that I was, I would have a hard time in accepting it myself. I do not expect the others to welcome me back with open arms. But I am determined in this mission. and I know you are as well.
Rosemary, was it? Are you here to help us?
Well, yes. I mean, I was killed before by the dragon folk, and I think that Hawkeye saw it, and I think that's why she came. But she wasn't. She was more of trying to do whatever she thinks is right and not thinking through it twice. You really have to have some strategy behind it. Considering I died to the dragonfolk, I might know a thing or two and learn from it. Mistakes were made once, but they're not going to be made twice.
Then I welcome your aid, and I'll aid you in return in this goal.
Freddy, I believe that you may be the only hope of our group working together from here on out. So, while you may not yet fully trust Rosemary, I ask you to trust me.
It looks like everyone kind of needs a rest, though.
What have you knocked? Sorry, go ahead. Continue your sentence.
I was gonna say, especially, Ureva over there, as she introduced me. I tried giving her as much health as I could, but unfortunately, it's not enough at the moment. I think we all should rest.
Yes, I was lucky enough to come back in the hands of a troll. She says, very, dryly.
Okay, what have you knocked? What brings you out here?
I've got a little bit of business with the trolls, and frankly, you have all got a lot going on that, sorry to say, is kind of beyond my scope of problems for the time being. I need to go investigate that lodge, and I would like to take a couple of troll heads back with me, but I'm sorry to say, past that, you're sort of going to be on your own.
So for now, our goals are aligned. But we'll
If
see
you
what
would like
happens in the future.
to attack that lodge,
I don't think we could leave this forest without doing so.
Ureva will kind of mumble. I'm surprised VMOC hasn't already burned it to the ground.
Believe me, we tried. Barely got us out of there.
You guys should have really thought it over before you started.
Have you met VMOC? Oh, that's right.
No? But I heard that he's not very much of a planner.
He can be as stubborn as he is large.
Either
That's
way,
unfortunate.
I agree with Rosemary. We require rest. I myself do as well. I do not have much magical arcane power left. But we cannot rest here. We're too close to the lodge.
I did give Noct my word that I would help him search for some familiar bodies. So in our destruction of the lodge, I told him I would lend him my eyes to search. He may have friends here.
Absolutely not. I'll help you any way that I can as well. It's good to see you, old friend.
Nice to be acquainted with you.
Ureva will look past and see VMOC, and her eyes will be her face will just become very downcast.
Freddy turns and looks too, gives a quick sigh, and gently walks over.
Should I come with you?
Best
No.
not, Rosemary. I told you this would be very difficult, and I already lost my patience with their acceptance. It is very hard to look into the faces of companions and see contempt.
Something that
Harder
I've
than I
learned-
imagined.
Something that I've learned with my sister is you must be patient. Even if you try to If you lose your patience once, it's over then. You must remain patient in everything.
She laughs. You learned that from Hawkeye. Really? I'm sorry, but I do find that hard to believe. And she'll laugh. She says it very, like, lightheartedly.
Like, she's not the patient sort of type. She's very much get in and get it done. But, with that being said, you need to stand your ground. You need to remain aware. You need to think things over. You can't just go in empty-handed.
And she will, like, actually laugh out loud as she says that. Oh, Hawkeye is the first one that would go into a situation without thinking or anything planned.
Of course she was.
I think, and she becomes more somber, I think her rage at the loss that she experienced got the better of her many times. We cannot blame her for that.
That does sound like her. I mean, losing our whole family almost, and all she had was left was me, that must have been really hard on her. And I mean, I don't want to degrade VMAX's feelings, but I think he might have felt the same way that Hawkeye did, so we just need to have patience.
I know. I knew better than expect them to be happy at my return. If I were in their place, I can't say I'd react much differently. But Freddy lived up to my hopes. I knew if there was a chance of us not coming to an ill meeting, it was in his hands.
Well, let's see how Freddy does. Hopefully he's more patient than, let's just say, Hawkeye in this case. Hopefully everyone's more patient than Hawkeye. Otherwise we are in trouble.
As Freddy's walking up to Vimok and Uthar, he'll say, Vimok, are you willing to listen to me at the moment?
Vimok has always listened, Freddy.
I know the day has been trying, but I have an idea. Remember how we said we needed another tribe or allies to attack the fort? Or lodge? I think we have them now. Noct is a capable fighter. Ureva's arrows have always been true, even if she isn't quite all herself anymore. And it seems like this Rosemary may have some abilities that would help us as well. Let's say we give it another try, huh?
What is your plan, Freddy?
We need more magic in order to be able to get through the front door. So let's go rest. I recover some of my arcane abilities. Make sure that we're at full strength. And we can go in through the front door swinging if you want to.
Not even looking up, still just, chin on chest. Arms kind of at his side, hammer in one hand, shield, just looking the full sign of dejection and, just sadness, I mean, a little boy just totally freaking just, sadness. Just without even looking up. Fine, Freddy. We find us a place to rest. This just looks good to me here. We shall rest. You get your magics back. Everyone can rest. Your old friend is back with you. We can rest here. You get your magics back. You can light a fire with your little sword wand, and we can Do as you wish. That is fine with me.
You know, I know you don't consider me a part of your tribe.
We are not a tribe anymore, Freddy. We are 6 separate tribes trying to work together. I have already said this.
I've always considered you a part of my tribe.
Very well, Freddy. Very well.
Ureva was my battle chieftain too.
Ureva is gone. There is some aberration that has returned in her place. Sworn fealty to some strange goddess or whatever. All in the name of killing this dragon goddess, mistress, whatever, that threatens the world. I understand this. But cheating death is still cheating. Death wins in the end no matter what. And when you cheat it, you cheat. And there is no place in cheating. Death will always win no matter what. And that is the way it is.
You're right. One day it will take us all.
Yes, Freddy. And that he looks up. And there's this sadness on his face. I mean, just abject fucking sadness on his face. And he just looks up for a brief second. He says, yes, Freddy. And then he just looks back down.
Are we staying here to rest?
I don't think Vimaki has much strength to get up and travel.
So here it is then.
We are still close to the lodge. We need to find a place to hide very well if we are to stay in this area.
I mean, apparently these rocks didn't grow very well since the man next to me saw you so easily.
Well, you did see him, so.
You're muted, babe.
Damn it. Ureva will walk over to Freddy. Do we want to make camp here or move further into the forest tonight?
Let's see if we can find a cave or a thicket or something that we can cover ourselves with.
She'll look over at Uthar Vmak sitting down and look back at Freddy and just nod. I will go look for one. And she'll just walk away in like this direction and just start searching for a more condensed area, a more concealing area for them to all bunk down.
Shall I come with you?
If you would like to, Rosemary. 2 eyes, 4 eyes may be better than 2.
Your math though was a little off for a second.
All right. Excellent job, everyone. All right, Rosemary and Ureva, I would like survival checks, which you may add guidance to this.
Okay. Let me put guidance on your Raven first, and then I'll put guidance on myself.
All right.
I'll wait for once.
Good thing. Oh wait, why didn't it roll the d4?
Rolling like crap
Oh,
tonight.
because you only did the one effect. You didn't add the effect that adds the D4. You put guidance.
I don't have that button.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay. Let's fix that then. Okay. Now that should work. So you can drag that onto Ureva. Or Ureva, just roll a d4.
Okay.
right, with a 10. All right, Rosemary.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Lots of extra d4s.
Okay, so you got a 20. Rosemary actually proves quite helpful.
Ureva's distracted by how angry VMOC looked.
Yes. And so you do find an area, though the one you were in was good for a fight. A lot of different ways to break up combatants, even trolls, larger creatures, to get to their flanks. Perhaps not the best for resting. You find an area where you believe you may make camp. You want to bring all the rest there?
Yeah.
We should
Okay.
we should bring the rest of us.
Oh, it's black and white. Oh, I see why. This looks oddly familiar.
Map
Before you guys
recycle.
rest, I want to say a prayer.
Ooh, prayer of healing.
Yeah, so she just does her prayer. And she's gonna target everyone. Because it's 6. Total of 6.
All right, yep. Target everyone, and they get 2d8 plus your spellcasting ability modifier healing.
There we go. I guess I
Well-
don't need to target myself.
Do we want to do a full rest, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Long
just doing
rest.
it for flavor reasons because I get it back after a full rest.
Oh, that's fair. Ureva will look at Freddy. When everyone's ready to rest, I'm fine resuming taking the watch. Nothing will sneak up on us.
Very well.
VMOC, Freddy, Noct, Uther, Ureva, yep.
I hope the afterlife hasn't dulled your senses.
What's
Ureva
wrong
will
with the
look at Freddy.
afterlife?
Ureva will look at Freddy and give a half smile. If anything, it's made me more on edge. You know not what I've seen, Freddy. And she looks down. I was almost within Tiamat's grasp. You do not dull your senses after an experience like that. Trust me.
Okay,
Just a
anything else anyone wants to do before we finish a rest?
You guys can go ahead and rest. All I have to do is stay in one place and I can remain my eyes open.
That's just like freaky and gross all at the same time.
VMOC don't like that.
Oh, he don't even want to see it. I mean,
Ureva will look at Rosemary. Perhaps you take one side and I'll take the other.
I mean, staying in one place and just keeping eyes open and still aware but not moving is easier than not letting people sleep. I wouldn't want to call them companions right now because I feel like there's mixed emotions, but I understand.
Perhaps it's best if you just close your eyes anyway.
But why do that? I don't need to blink.
It may make the transition and the acceptance a little bit easier. I agree with Freddy.
It just feels weird.
I must have left it on all night.
Well, you won't be facing the camp anyway. I will simply take my trance on one side, and you can watch out the other side.
I'll go sit on this log.
Just staring back and forth at each other.
Ureva will nod, and she will bunk
Well, she's not
down.
breathing either. She doesn't need to breathe either.
She will go on the woods, like on the ground over here, and just go into her trance. Facing away from the fire.
Knock gives you a little nod, says, I feel better if I have a little distance between me and other people while we sleep, so if you'll excuse me. And he kind of heads out a good 70 or so feet. Far enough that if he woke up and went crazy, that they'd have some time to stop him.
Can Reva still see you? Like, are you still in her vision line?
I don't know what your vision line got. You got good vision? He's not, I mean, he's hiding from enemies, but he's not hiding from you guys. He's just putting space between you and him.
Oh, that's fair.
Freddy, in the morning you will tell me who this strange half-orc is.
Oh, absolutely. It's quite the story.
Vmok lays down under his shield and goes to sleep next to the fire.
All right. Excellent. So, first, let's take a real quick, 2-minute break. Everybody go recharge, get a snack, drink some water, and we will join back in soon. We are back. Oof.
Oh,
You good there, John?
take the microphone out of the paper bag.
Well, he said his
Yeah.
Oh, his
Mike-
mic died.
Said his
Oh,
mic was
shit.
busted.
Uh-oh.
All right, we are ready, and let's jump right back into it.
Rosemary sits on the slog, not blinking. And not moving. She's a statue.
Yeah, it just stops moving entirely, and it's quite jarring to those. But
Exactly.
we have both Rosemary and Ireva basically taking watch. I could get a D4.
Wow.
Why you
Look at
rolling
us.
what I roll?
No, you rolled what I rolled. Copycat.
Now some perception checks. Oh damn, Rosemary still got that guidance on you.
So again, we rolled the same thing. What the?
Yeah. I got fixed guidance. I know why it's not working quite properly. Okay.
I was
there
like,
we
this
go.
time I didn't put it on myself.
Yep, I got it. All right. Both of you hear loud footsteps from a little bit of a distance away. Not enough to be dangerous, but enough to give you a bit of caution. You start during your sleep, your trances. They pad off through the forest brush without disturbing your company. And after 4 hours' time have passed, the two of you benefit from a long rest. And Ireva and Rosemary may awaken.
I mean, Rosemary just sits there still. Like, she's
Eureka.
awake, but she still just sits there like a statue.
Ureva will quietly cross the camp and approach Rosemary. And without saying a word, she'll point to herself and like make like her with her forefinger and middle finger like two like legs walking. So she's gonna point to herself, two legs walking, and like circle around the camp with and like motion to her eyes, like trying to tell her that she's going to walk around the camp. And then we'll motion to their boots to switch and point to her and put a finger over her lips like, I'm gonna walk around the camp, let's switch boots so I can be quiet.
You know, you could have just said something, right?
As she whispers, like watching all the hand gestures.
Ureva will
Oops.
go, yes, I'm trying to be as little a disturbance to our companions as possible. I've already
Yeah.
disturbed most of them enough.
I'm coming back in the game, sorry, give me 1 second. I accidentally clicked the game X and not the, like, combat tracker X. It was right next to each other. But I'll give them back to you. I'm gonna give them back.
No worries. She's just gonna, like, basically not leave the camp, but since Rose is also there, she is going to kind of circle around the camp a bit more, but wants to not make any noise.
There we go. Alright, I'm gonna drop it in the party sheet.
Hey, thanks, mister.
Mister? Excuse you?
All right, so she'll put her boots back on. And she'll just start kind of walking around the outside of the camp. Kind of going from tree to tree, looking out a little bit, remembering the footsteps she heard that had receded, but...
All right, make me survival check. You see signs of the trolls and drakes which had gone out in search and hunting for you, but they are now returned back to the lodge.
Can I tell how long ago or how old the prints are at all?
It was pretty soon after you had laid down for camp, so it's been quite some time.
I heard them, that's right, sorry. All right, so just looking to make sure they head away. She'll continue on her way. She will kind of, she doesn't want to disturb Noct because his wish was to be away, but she'll like walk past, make sure she can get a good pair of eyes on him and just kind of continue walking around. So she's just gonna like do loops like what I'm doing here. I might stop moving, but if you want me to, I can keep going.
That was lap number 1.
Ureva will put a finger to her lips. Shh. Trying to be stealthy, Rose. And she'll smile and continue. And she'll smile and continue walking. What she would like to do is if she sees any, like, prey that she can hunt, like any small animals that she could easily shoot down without having to, like, make too much noise in order to, like, cook food.
All right, go ahead and make another survival check.
As Rose see you again, she holds up a finger too. To be quiet, but counting the laps that she's taking.
Is that another survival check?
Yep.
Oh, so close to being a good one.
It seems as though most of the smaller animals and even larger game have likely been chased off. It's hard to find anything, and you are unable to find any such animal that could serve as a breakfast.
All right. Before she gets frustrated at that, she also keeps her eye out for like edible mushrooms or berries or anything like that.
Rose will go out and I guess try to find food too.
All right. So at this point, I would say it probably just takes time. So after a few hours of foraging, you do manage to find edible berries and some fruit or what have you, walnuts that would serve as a breakfast.
Okay. Ureva does stay close enough that the camp is always like in her view. She noticed Rose get up and leave as well.
Rose gives what she found to Ureva.
All right. Ureva will nod. She'll go back to camp. Any mushrooms that were found, she'll kind of plan to cook, and then she'll just kind of put the berries to the side as a meager little breakfast when her companions wake.
All right.
She covers Renard's ears. We don't cook these, right? These are not food?
Her says no. Never. No matter what Uthar says.
Again.
That's weird.
Z's.
Get out of here. I rolled first, so you copied me this time for sure.
I don't know
Alright.
about that.
After some time, the morning rays of sun start peeking through the tree branches. Daylight comes. The rest of the companions may waken, benefit from a long rest.
She's gonna be in the same position that she was when everyone went to bed. I don't know if she needs to eat or not. I'm trying to read that.
Better
'Cause I
just
know
pretend like you do, or they're gonna hate you even more. I'm just kidding.
I mean, because I know she doesn't need to blink, breathe. I don't know.
She doesn't
or
need to
sleep.
eat.
Okay, then she would give her rations to somebody else.
All right, rise and shine, everyone.
Is this dawn or is this dusk? Is morning dawn?
Yeah.
Okay, then she would pray. To the Raven Queen.
Sorry if that sounded bad, but I was trying to snore.
Yeah.
And only like part of it came through.
They sure do sleep a lot.
Well, most living things do require sleep. I've never understood it. I simply need a trance for a short amount of time.
I
And she just shrugs.
Should we wake him up?
Ureva will say, perhaps
Maybe
I will
not the
wake
big-
Freddy up first. And she's like, maybe you can go get knocked out in the woods.
I know
T-Lock
Nox
wakes up
went
when
this
the
way.
dawn comes. So just
Oh,
so
there we go.
The moment the light touches his face, he is awake.
Ureva will walk up to Freddy and, still cautious about her reappearance, she'll kind of lightly kick him in the side of the boot. Half elf. Freddy. I don't know what you're dreaming about, and I don't want to know, but time to stop.
It was a good one, too.
Well, the good news is, in the night I found a few mushrooms and some berries, so something better than just cold bread to wake up to.
Oh, yes, that'll do nicely. Perhaps I could even flavor it.
Reva gets a little whiter. Just don't use bark as flavoring, I beg you.
Oh, no. No, no, no. I can make it taste like whatever you'd like.
Well,
I'll
as
do-
you know, I'm newly living, so food is food to me. I'll let it be dealer's choice. Now I'll go wake up Uthar. And
Freddy
she'll...
rolls out.
Knocked. Hello?
I'll tell you what, I'll roll evens and odds to see if he was having a bad dream.
Uh-oh.
Can I? Why is this not letting me roll? Whatever. I'll just get a normal dice. I was going to do wisdom, but it's up and down anyway. So evens is a bad dream. So do you touch him? He's visibly kind of like thrashing a little bit. Kind of like when a dog is running in its sleep and it's kind of just thrashing.
She will back up and do thaumaturgy to like make the ground shake a little bit underneath him.
Okay. Then yeah, he kind of snaps awake, but there is a bit of a flail that probably could have punched you. You know, wouldn't have stabbed you, but he might have lashed out and punched you in the leg. So you don't get that. And he kind of grabs himself up and says, "Sorry, this is it's better not to wake me when I'm sleeping."
That's why I made the earth tremble.
Yeah, that was smart. That's yeah. Normally they just the druids, they just kind of like toss a thing on me or throw some water on me or something if I'm lashing about. If it's real bad, I've scratched some folks pretty bad. So
Yeah, I saw that you weren't having the best of sleep or dreams, so I backed up and decided to make the earth tremble.
that was a very wise series of decisions. I don't think Hawkeye would have done that.
I mean, Hawkeye isn't the wisest of folks.
Yeah, she probably would have been bit. I would have probably bit her. Roll on the arm.
That sounds like Hawkeye.
And we'll head back to camp.
During that, Ureva approaches, not knocked, I wrote knocked in the chat, but I meant Uthar. Nudges Uthar's boot with her own, same manner. And she will look at Vimok and nod. Good morning, Vimok. And she'll just look away.
He nods as he's chewing on a bone or something.
Where did you get the bone? Did you have bone this whole time?
It was in my pack. I think it used to be part of a squirrel.
Okay, I was going to ask because it's a little big. Or it? Are you sure that is not a person bone?
I don't know.
Okay. Well, we're going to assume it's not. It's just not good look to be eating people's.
I don't know.
I was unsuccessful in a hunt for any meat in the night, but I did manage to find some berries and mushrooms. You might want to get to them before Freddy eats them all.
You can have my share.
Plane is to attack Lodge today, yes?
I believe that's right. Unless anyone has any objections.
Vimok's eating one of his rations, I think, that he may have.
If
Yep.
we see any healer's packs on the way, I would gratefully take those.
I do not have this, but I'm going to cast, because I forgot to do it last time, Aid. That will be on Vimok. Wait, that's not supposed to be temp HP. It raises your maximum by 5.
Oh,
So I don't know why that gave him temp.
That's the way it automatically codes. So I probably just missed it. Okay. Max
on
AC.
myself.
All right. I can get that.
Where's me?
And my speed should be back to 40, I think.
Actually, I'm gonna do it on Noct. I was gonna do it on Fred, but Fred has his armor bag at this. I don't know that he needs 5 hit points when he can make 10. Noct, on the other hand, does not actually have that many.
Okay.
Would
Vimok,
Noct be an
Uther,
ally
and
now? It's still neutral in the combat tracker.
Good call.
there we
Good
go.
call.
I just don't want people having disadvantage when they're next to him accidentally.
Oh, gotcha. Smart. There. Okay.
Okay, and that will last the full day.
Yep. 8
It's a level 2
hours.
spell, but we're going into battle. It's good to get it out of the way now.
And Vimok is back up to full speed.
Right. Before we go charging forward, we should come up with some semblance of a plan, yeah?
And if anybody wants to change their prepared spells list, go ahead.
I've already taken care of that myself. Turn it on. There we go.
I will say, remember you're dealing with trolls, so acid and fire damage.
If you got it. Good
I
to have
don't
it.
have any of those, but I
Yeah.
can.
My only fire spell literally can't hurt because it creates no heat.
Vimok looks over to this strange half orc, stands up to his full height. Now he's got Ondar shield.
That is
Oh,
true.
that's right. Yeah, now he's up close enough about that. I was having the mic difficulties at the time. You did not mention that Vimok wanted to murder Ondar, right? Oh, I'm sorry, Dirty Outlander.
Right, dirty, any downlander, yeah, any
Dirty Downlander.
ugly, hideously
Ugly
ugly
dirty.
downlander, right?
All the
I don't even know
Yeah.
that Noct would be able to make that connection because
All
Ondar
that
was
stuff.
beautiful.
yeah.
And he so he like kind of strides over to him, and he looks at him, and he says, "So you are a friend of Freddy?" And he looks over, Dureba. I am Vimok.
Yeah, Noct. He was eating some of his very good rock stew, and he stands up and holds a bit of a hand out and says, "Oh yeah, I was traveling with them for some time before I had to make a bit of time for myself right before." And then he notices your shield and says, "Right before, unfortunately, that happened." And he kind of taps on it with his big meaty knuckle. Seems like she took that pretty hard.
Took what
No
hard?
offense. Well, I mean, the owner of that shield, when he died, he was a pretty good friend of mine.
Yeah, he did not cheat that.
I've heard the opposite. As far as I know, he's out there walking around.
He not only cheated it, but he is filled with evil from it.
We have not
Yeah.
seen what remains of this downlander. And when we come across him, I will put him down.
Well, bud, you're gonna have to get in line on that one. When I'm done here, I'm gonna have to hunt him down. And if he is some walking monster, I can't let my friend do that. So I suppose it'll be a race. Which one of us finds him first? Now, to be fair, if you find him and he's not a monster,
what is exactly your plan there, bud? You're gonna give him the shield back, and yeah, you kind of came in a little aggressive when you talked about him, and you do have his stuff, which is
I
kind
do
of
not
weird.
know this Downlander. I was in my vision. I am confused, but my shaman said that I must find him and slay him to regain my honor.
I'm sorry. You had a vision, and so you were planning on killing my friend.
If your friend is a blonde-haired man with a big smile who carried the shield, then yes.
Yes, he was a blonde-haired man, and that is
Hideous, ugly,
shield.
big blue
Well,
eyes.
Yes, he did. I mean, he was a beautiful looking man. You should have seen his hair. I'm sorry. Your plan was to kill him.
Describe him. No, big mane of blonde hair that flowed in the wind.
Yes, that is an accurate description of his beautiful hair.
Hideously ugly.
You keep using that word. I don't think you know what it means.
Bald is beautiful.
He looks around and kind of, I cannot find anyone here. He looks at Ureva and he says, hair much like Ureva's, but yellow like the sun, flowing freely in the wind, and a smile like, Ureva, smile for me, please.
Freddy.
I don't think she does that.
Freddy holds out his hands and casts prestidigitation and makes a little palm-sized head of Ondar appear.
Oh, yes, there.
And his gold mane flowing in the wind, imaginary wind.
Oh,
Let's pull up a picture.
Ugly.
Let's pull up a picture.
That is. Oh, how can you stand to gaze upon that hideousness?
And then his head does like that little like hair flick, to like get a little bit like out of his face. And...
Oh, that is the most gruesome thing I have ever seen in my life.
I don't think I would consider that hideous.
I don't love this. Rava she honest to God, she just starts
The
laughing.
children of my tribe would shriek in horror upon seeing that. Therefore, it must be destroyed. Yes, I mean that is ugly. And Bimak is actually kind of grinning when he says that.
Is that a joke?
Freddy's snickering a little bit.
That's a joke, right?
Bimak looks at Hawkeye, Rosemary. No, it is no joke. Bimak intends to kill this Downlander. Either version of it.
Right. I'm gonna have to say that's not acceptable. I mean, look, if you find him and he's not him, it's important to put him down, but I'm gonna go ahead and need you to not kill him if he actually did turn out to come back, like the two ladies in the group here. It does seem like suddenly death is not that permanent.
I think it best that we focus on what we intend to do today.
Yeah,
We can worry about what we intend to do another day later.
Your friend over here just said he's gonna go possibly murder my one true friend. I'm gonna kind of need him to back down on that bar and say he will only kill the monstrosity he has become, if he does in fact if he's a monster.
Before I died, I may have been able to talk him out of it. He's a stubborn man, but now, if I try and talk him otherwise, it will only sway him to be more convicted to what he wants to do. I'm sure he would love nothing more than to put a blade in my own back. And she kind of just walks away.
Bimak kind of, he doesn't chuckle, but the idea of stabbing someone in the back offends him so much that he laughs that off without even thinking about it. But he looks at Noct and I can't remember how tall Noct is, but I'm pretty sure Bimak is looking down at Noct, and he just shrugs like whatever. And when he turns to walk away, he literally shoulder butts him, and he never shook hands with him, and he just strides away. walks over here and sits on something.
Oh, man, yeah, Noct wouldn't. As you actually kind of tried to start turning, given the fact that you did not respond properly to him, he actually grabs your arm. You have the shield.
He does.
Whichever arm your shield arm is, he grabs you.
Left.
Yeah, he grabs you by the shield arm and to stop you from walking away at this point. So
Rosemary will try to intervene between them two. It's
I'm gonna go ahead and need you to say the words, "I will not kill Ondar if he is Ondar."
Ureva will see
That's
Rosemary.
gonna be the most confusing thing for VMOC.
Oh no, VMOC knows what it means.
Seeing
Uthar
Rosemary try to
got
intervene,
aggressive.
Ureva will kind of like grab her shoulders and just say, "Rosemary, I don't believe this is the time. It might just make it worse."
Uthar also
Rosemary.
You need to stop it.
Rosemary, you need to trust me. I've put
Has
my
he
trust in you.
changed
Now
his
please do the
name?
same.
Would this Downlander have changed his name somehow?
Went through the
No.
legal process.
he's either Ondar, my friend, or he's a thing in his body. One of those gets put down.
How do we know the difference?
What she just said.
Noct is he gives Rosemary at this point just a very aggressive look to say you're not a part of this conversation, and turns back to VMOC. Who
Ureva's literally pulling her
he's
away.
still holding
Okay.
VMOC's arm unless VMOC has stopped him.
No, VMOC is not like.
Okay.
He's actually kind of half smiling at this half orc.
Uthar has stepped over. He's not trying neither to stop the fight nor become a part of it, but he is actively standing next to VMOC.
What is it that you want from me? What was your name again?
Oh, my name is Noct,
Not.
and what I want from you is a warrior's promise that if you find Ondar, you will not kill him if he is Ondar.
You've confused me. Is it Ondar or not Ondar?
It is Ondar the man, and not plausibly the creature that is riding around in his body.
So if this ugly Downlander is still your friend, you're asking me not to kill him?
Yes.
Then ask me.
Do not murder Ondar. He is my
Ask me.
friend.
I think there needs to be a please in there.
Ask you.
Yes,
I'm
do not
confused by
command
asking
me. Ask me.
That's not how this works. You're not gonna kill him because that's not acceptable. You're gonna walk
But how
around with
would
your
we know
shield
you are
and then
even
go
going
around
to
trying to
be
kill him.
there?
Rosemary, you're gonna need to not be a part of this.
Well, we don't want arguing. It's just wasting time for us to kill the dragon.
I've
At this point, VMOC jerks arm away from Not.
you can. I don't know.
However, I can do this.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, he's not letting go, so I guess a strength contest. I don't know.
All right.
This is interesting.
Let's do some opposed strength checks.
Check. Okay. Well, not got a 23.
Yeah, so I'll probably fail this. I'm sure his strength is higher than mine.
I don't know. It's only a 16.
Yeah, but I'm not that strong.
I just rolled really well, to be fair. I'm only 1 point stronger.
As
Right.
you attempt to wrest your arm free of this grip, it catches you by surprise. This is no ordinary half-orc. Any that you may have seen or have encountered, and even of the Orcus tribes, definitely have some prowess in athleticism and strength, but this is something more. There must be something more in his blood. He easily holds on with an iron grip to your arm.
Feeling you, like pull away, he grips much, much harder And again, stare just right in the eyes. He says again, "You say the words, or you give me the shield, and fuck off."
I will not say these words unless you ask me to. I can guarantee nothing. We can stand here all day as these trolls continue to do as they wish.
He's gonna take the shield from you then. Or he's gonna try, I guess.
Okay.
All right.
I just don't think, like, he just found out his best friend did die, and he's been pretty dead set on finding, like, not dealing with that, and now it's come to a head with the shield issue. He's not gonna ask. He's not in that mindset. He's gonna take it.
Vima,
Which is probably not
surely
gonna
you
go
know
well.
what undead are, right?
Yeah, he's looking at one. You're right.
And Rosemary, to be fair.
If this Outlander character is one of those undead, I believe what Noct is saying, you're free to kill him. However, if for some reason he does yet live of his own accord in his own body, then we prefer to leave him alone.
It's simple. If he has risen as himself, as I have been, then he's telling you not to kill him. But if he has risen born of ill intent and an evil core, then he too shall take him down.
I think most of us here would help you take him down, in fact.
Ureva and Freddy, haven't you guys met Ondar?
We traveled with Ondar for quite some time. We were there when his body was snatched before us.
So you could tell us if it's the real Ondar or not Ondar.
As could Noct. He and Noct were quite close.
As if
Well,
anything, Noct
see-
would be more perceptive in that department than either of us would.
But how would we know if Noct's going to be with us? He said that he just needs to find his friends and then he's not going to come with us the rest of the way. But
We will
since
know
you
if-
two are the ones who actually met Ondar and were with Ondar, you could tell us if it's Ondar or not. Does that
Yes, we
seem
will know
fair,
if
V-
Ondar is himself.
Does that seem fair, VMOC?
Uthar would help VMOC try to give him advantage on keeping the shield. He doesn't know this. He doesn't know this orc, and this orc's being weird, and he's got weird stuff going on with that. So yeah, he gives VMOC advantage.
All right,
Would help.
VMOC, go ahead and roll a dexterity check with advantage. I can actually give you advantage using the help.
Oh, is that in the general
Yep,
actions?
it's in the general actions. You just drag it onto a person.
There it
Yep.
is. Okay.
All right.
Oh,
Not
he's trying to help you so bad, man.
Not jerks out a hand, reaching for the shield that VMOC has, grabbing a hold as Uthar attempts to block. But it is not enough. He grabs a firm hold. Now please make opposed strength checks. Uthar, I would say, could give the help on this as well.
So we're
that
basically
was-
like tug of warring over the
That
shield
was
right now.
Yeah, that was a strength save from Noct.
So it was. So it's only a 9, because save is 6 versus 3. Yeah. So drop 3 off that, and we tied.
Wait,
Oh no, wait, you
roll
get
again 'cause you had
advantage. Yeah,
Given by
because Uthar's
Uthar.
helping you.
Oh, there you go.
All right, Noct
Between our combined
tries to
strength.
rip the shield away, but VMOC holds firm. Tensions are very high right now. So what do? There's an act of aggression.
Rosemary will go in between if
VMOC
there's
is
an
trying
act
to
of
trying to walk
aggression.
away from this. He doesn't want to fight this half orc. He doesn't know him. He's never seen him before. He realizes that this half orc is friends with Freddy, and
Apparently, Freddy's your
former
tribe member.
Ureva, and well, the tribe is done as far as VMOC is concerned. And VMOC just wants to go burn down this lodge and kill these trolls and the humans and other humanoids that are harboring them. He's still mad and sad and angry about all that happened the previous day or day before or whatever. He's coming close to going into a rage and trying to kill this half-orc. I mean, he's really getting close. But
neither one of us wants to waste one of our rages, but to watch you fight a rage bear would be kind of entertaining. But at the same time, it's really just that. And I guess we're playing tug of war with this shield until somebody stops us.
Right.
Uthar's feeling really conflicted and weird right now, but he's on VMOC's side.
I used my thaumaturgy twice to make like a rumbling of the earth and the loud voice. Enough.
Rosemary, that was foolish. You have given away our position.
I can do it again in another position.
Do you not remember me telling you there are trolls everywhere here? They shall be coming for us now. You two, I don't care what you think of me right now, staring at VMOC. Noct, I know the position you're in. We need to stop wasting our energy. We have a hunting lodge to take down. There are trolls hunting us. You two can beat each other to a bloody fucking pulp for all I care when we're done. And she'll just start walking away because she knows trolls are coming.
It is at this time that we will end the session.
Hoo-yah!
Excellent
match over, please.
job, everybody. That was very, very satisfactory. I had a lot of fun being a part of that.
I half expected at some point you to accidentally slip out Dirty Downlander, and once it got over to Noctis, you were talking shit.
Yes, excellent. Okay, so we got a few things to talk about now. So, John will not be able to join us for the next 2 weeks, I believe you said?
Let me double check. I think, no, next week, the 18th, I'll be there. It's the 2 following weeks, 25th and the 1st is when I'll be gone.
Okay, so yes, next week we will be playing same time on Monday, 10 a.m. And then the following 2 weeks, I think we could do some time off, if I'm being honest. Take 2 weeks off and then join back real hard when everybody is ready to go. How does that sound for everybody?
Sure.
I'm good with that.
Okay. So I will send out the event invites. Please get those campaign journals sent in so I can update. And great session, guys. That was amazing. I was feeling all the emotions. I bet a lot of you were too. And I look forward to seeing you next session. Have a great time.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
You
To
guys-
reiterate, I was doing the tremors and the thunder, not trying to make my voice louder because Rosemary has a calm voice and that would just be weird.
Okay. Okay. It's
Then
the
she
same
should
calm
speak in a
voice,
calm
just
voice.
like really, really loud. All right.
Yeah, like.
See you all next time. Man, that was a good session. Loved it. So this is quite the campaign that we got going on here. It's crazy because, like, you know, looking for people online can definitely be a whole host of problems, and you never know who you're going to end up with. And, you know, people generally typically get more into the combat in D&D, as far as I've seen, at least. But once you get into the role play and you have people that get into the story, it's nuts, and this is so completely satisfying. You know, just giving them things to play around with, and they've really taken with it. And then looking back on everything that's happened, it's like, wow, man, it hits hard because, like, we got Rosemary now, which is a whole different, like, storyline kind of progressing, but it's still kind of playing off of Hawkeye. And then you start remembering all the things that Hawkeye were, and then knowing that she's, like, dead now, it's like, But yes, so this was Tavern League presenting to you Hoard of the Dragon Queen. We just finished session 4 of part 7, where they're at the hunting lodge. Quite a few things happening. I also run another campaign every other Sunday. We just had a session last night, which was pretty fun. That is in 4th edition Dungeons and Dragons. So the edition just before this, which I enjoy. A lot of people don't, but it works out perfectly fine, especially with Fantasy Grounds Unity. With all the stuff that you can do on here, makes it that much easier to run, especially with high. A lot of things going on at once, which is a lot of 4th edition. Combat can get bogged down quite easily. But yes, we play that every other Sunday at 9 p.m. Central Time, whereas for the Hoard of the Dragon Queen, every Monday at 10 a.m. We're playing next week, and then I think we'll be taking a break for a little bit. I definitely want to use that time to catch up on YouTube videos. I definitely got to do that. Otherwise, I run Tavern League Encounters, which is a one-shot format, epic boss encounter fights. You can join the Discord, make a character, submit it, learn about all the different rules and different stuff we got going on, and join in on that. It's been quite a lot of fun. Make sure to check out the YouTube, give a like and subscribe on those videos, send some comments so I know you want to see more of this. Help me get in the YouTube algorithm. I appreciate all of the support, love having you all, especially, you know, joining in on sessions, being present in chat, giving out those chat rewards with the bar tabs. But for now, the last call has sounded and everybody has lined up at the bar for a final salute. Thank you to everybody for being here. Thanks for playing D&D with me. Tip those bad boys back. This has been the Tavern League.